Pygmalion Effect: How Expectation Frames Reality. Have you ever noticed that someone's expectations often become reality, even when the chances seem low? What if I told you this is not just coincidence? There are real reasons behind it. Expectations act like a mental lens. They don't just predict reality, they actively shape how we perceive, interpret, and even create it. To understand this better, let's look more closely at 4 ways expectations frame reality. And first one is perception filter. We tend to notice what we expect to see. For example, if you expect someone to dislike you, you might interpret a natural expression as unfriendly, making it harder for them to actually like you. And second is emotional framing. Expectations shape emotions, emotions influence performance, and performance creates reality. For instance, expecting success often brings confidence, which improves performance. The opposite is also true. Expecting failure often leads to anxiety, which can sabotage results. And third, reality construction. On a social level, shared expectations create norms and realities. Money works because we expect it to hold value. Power exists largely because people believe it does. In other words, collective expectations can turn ideas into real forces. And finally, behavioral influence. Expectations guide our actions, which in turn shape outcomes. For example, if a teacher expects a student to excel, they provide more encouragement, and the student often performs better. This is known as the Pygmalion effect. And still, what is the Pygmalion effect? The Pygmalion effect is a psychological phenomenon where higher expectations lead to better performance. And it comes from a famous study in the 1960s. Researchers Rosenthal and Jacobson told teachers that certain students were intellectual bloomers based on a test. But in reality, these students were chosen at random. Yet, over the school year, these randomly selected students improved more than others. Why? Because teachers, often without realizing it, treated them differently. They gave them more attention, asked harder questions, and offered more encouragement. Since the teachers expected them to succeed, the students rose to meet those expectations. And now, you can see that expectations don't just predict reality, they bend it. They work like a self-written script, aligning your perception, emotions, and behavior to make them come true. So, the lesson is simple. Don't limit yourself with low expectations. No, believe in yourself. And remember that your expectations of others can powerfully influence their success as well.